subtract to compare. In this video, we will learn how to find the difference between two numbers and say how much more or less one number is than the other. This is a monster choir. This is the back row. And this is the front row. Let's compare the number of singers on the back row and the front row. Let's find the difference. To find the difference, we need to count the number of singers on the back row and the number of singers on the front row. On the back row, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 monsters. On the front row, there are 1, 2, 3 monsters. So we need to find the difference between 6 and 3. We could use counters to compare the numbers 6 and 3. These 6 counters represent the 6 monsters on the back row. And the 3 green counters represent the 3 monsters on the front row. 6 is more than 3. So we can say that there are more singers on the back row. Or there are less singers on the front row. How many more singers are there on the back row? We could subtract to compare. If we match our counters, we can see that there are 3 more counters on the back row. There are 3 counters left over. There are 3 more singers on the back row than the front, and 3 less singers on the front row than the back row. Let's practice subtracting to compare with some example questions. There are 9 rabbits and 4 carrots. Subtract to find the difference. 9 subtract 4 equals what? There are what rabbits than carrots? We know there are 9 rabbits and 4 carrots. And we know we have to subtract to find the difference. We have to find the difference between 9 and 4. Here are 9 counters to represent the 9 rabbits. And 4 counters to represent the 4 carrots. Let's match our 4 carrots with 4 rabbits. We can call the counters that are left over the difference. There are more rabbits than carrots. But how many more? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 more rabbits than carrots. The difference between 9 and 4 is 5. 9 subtract 4 equals 5. There are 5 more rabbits than carrots. There are 9 frogs and 6 elephants. After subtracting to find the difference, there are what frogs than elephants? In this question, we're being asked to compare the number of frogs and the number of elephants. We know there are 9 frogs and 6 elephants. So we have to find the difference between 9 and 6. We have to subtract 6 from 9. Here are 9 squares to represent our 9 frogs, and 6 squares to represent the 6 elephants. If we match each of the squares, we can see there are 3 green squares left over. The difference between 9 and 6 is 3. There are 3 more frogs than elephants. What have we learned in this video? We've learned how to subtract to compare two numbers, and how to find the difference between two groups.